Hey, Chris Williams here, keynote speaker and thought leader on workplace culture. And today I want to talk about your leadership tenure. And my question is, has your leadership tenure hurt your ability to connect with inside of your company? Well, it's a question that kind of came to me after watching one of my favorite online TV shows, Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And to open this current season, season 7, he had an interesting interview with the President of the United States, Barack Obama. Take a look.
How many world leaders do you think are just completely out of their mind?
A pretty sizable percentage.
Some of these people, you must meet them, you just be chatting, and you see in the eyes, you look in the eyes, you go, oh, yeah, this guy's gone.
Yeah. Well, and part of what happens is these guys, I think the longer they stay in office, the more likely that is to happen.
Of course.
Right?
They lose it.
Yeah. I mean, you just, at a certain point, your feet hurt and you're having trouble peeing, and you have absolute power, and
Privilege is toxic.
yeah.
Sadly.
It really is.
Sadly. Things that people struggle to achieve.
Yeah.
They get to positions of power, influence, money, can do things.
Right.
It has a toxic effect on their judgment.
Yes. Has that happened to you?
Wow, that question stopped me in my tracks when I saw it, because it's something that I've thought about. I just couldn't put it together in words. And I know they were talking about world leaders and how long they've been in tenure, but I want to just talk to you as a leader. No one else is listening, so we can have this conversation. But I want you to think about, if you've probably been in leadership 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your career, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually applaud people who've been in leadership for quite some time. But the truth is if you look at the video and what Jerry Seinfeld said, it was something very, very important. He said that when you actually have climbed the ladder, you've finally gotten to where you want to, sometimes that hurts your judgment because you've been there so long. And the President of the United States was able to recognize that when he meets with other world leaders around the world, a lot of times they become so selfish, they become so focused on what they want or succumb to whatever the pressure is, they completely forgot how to connect. So here's what I want to do. Today, I want to offer you a few things that you can do in order to be able to establish connection inside of your company and with your teams. Now, the first thing that you can do is actually change your routine and have a no agenda meeting. Yes, I know you have a lot to do. I get that you ride in the company car on the way to work and you have stock options, and I know that everybody's calling on you. In some way it feeds your ego. I get that. But have a no agenda meeting. And how about just focus on being human for once? How about have a meeting just to talk about who you are as the leader? Nothing else, no anything else. Find 20 questions to come up with to just talk about who you are. What do you like? What do you dislike? What bothered you this morning? Because this may sound silly and this may sound like, okay, Chris has really lost it today. But I want you to think about, if your people don't even know you personally, if they don't see you as human, if the people that are in your immediate leadership team don't get an opportunity to see you, what do you think the people below them and the second tier and the third tier and the fourth tier think about you? So I want you to have a no agenda meeting. Don't bring in work. You guys just learn about each other and you be the person leading that charge. Have conversation, talk about the things that you've done. What are you doing with your kids coming up for the summer break? Whatever the case may be, but get back to being human again. Because the better human you can be, the more creativity and connection that you'll have with inside of your team. Now, the second thing that you can do in order to truly recapture some of that connection inside of your company is maybe once a quarter. Go about 3 or 4 levels down inside of your company and have a group lunch with people that you rarely get a chance to see. Now, if you're a CEO or you're the top of the organization, you're kind of only in leadership circles, maybe there's only 12 or 13 people that you consistently see on a regular basis, eventually it's easy to just think that that's the whole world when it's not. See, if you're so used to driving your car, right? And all you do is drive, you forget sometimes what it's like to be the engine. And unfortunately, as leaders, a lot of times we forget that there's an engine behind what we do. So I just want to challenge you. How about this quarter, you say, I'm going to do lunch with a group that is 3 levels below me. And we're just going to have lunch. We're not going to talk about work. We're not, again, you want to focus on your goal as a leader is to connect again. Show people that you are human, that you laugh, that you're thinking about other things other than the work and the things that need to get done and who hasn't done what and the stakeholders, and let's scratch all that. Let's just have a regular lunch. Talk about things other than work so that people get a chance to know you. And then when you're done, take a picture and share it with the company. Actually write about it. Share with people, hey, this is who I got a chance to meet. I met Denise. I met Jerry. I met Kim. I met Susan. Talk about those things and share it with others, and then challenge your leadership to go and do the same. Now, the third thing that you can do is to ask a very simple question to those that are further down in the organization as you. And that question is, what can I do to help improve a particular area inside of the company that they care about? Notice I didn't say something that you personally care about, but you have to begin to, again, if you want to be human, that is the goal in this whole exercise that I want you to try to do, is that you want to begin to focus on what they care about. What is something inside of your company that maybe 2 or 3 levels down is something that's a problem to them, something that bothers them, something that they would like to see changed. And see, when you can begin to focus on things like this and you're letting people know that you care, they will care to know what you have to say or want to be more invested in what's going on. When you can take on these types of challenges and be able to do these types of things, this is stuff that really moves the needle for people. This lets people know that, hey, my boss or my CEO or, the head of our company is a human. They're alive. It's not some engine. Because one of the true things about voice and the person is that when you are so focused on the results and the position that you have and trying to keep an image and you've been this top person for so long so everyone should listen to you, when you do all of that, unfortunately what happens to the engine, to the people that are behind the steering wheel that you're driving every day, is that the sound that is created in there is a lot louder and sometimes can be negative about who you are. See, I've been in a position to where I was working for someone who was very, very rigid in their approach to me, how they approached our work when I was in my corporate career. I mean, it was very, very difficult to work for them. And I would hear these things about how their boss, who was running our organization, wanted things. And I was afraid even. I didn't know what to do. Sometimes I walked on eggshells if I was in a meeting with them and different things. And then that person left. And see, when that person left, I got a chance to know their boss. And come to find out, what that person told me was completely different than who that person was. So, in an exercise for you as a leader, no matter where you are inside of your organization, I think your leadership tenure is to be commended. I also believe that it's very, very important for your company and the people that you serve every single day as their leader to know that you're human. Once you begin to do these different things that I talked about today, I know that it will point the way forward for you and build a connection.
Hey, did you like that video? I hope you did. If you did, please leave comments down below. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what stood out to you. More importantly, if you would and want more information about this and other things that I talk about, or you want to submit different ideas, please feel free to email me at chris@thechristopherwilliams.com. Also subscribe below so that you can continue to get weekly content like this. And I hope that you make forward progress the most important part to your day. Take care.